Alright, so it is a Mustang. I do have to do a first gear pull. Let's go. God. Sounds like somebody pissed off a dragon. Somebody pooped in his Cheerios. To me. Cause I'm a little unsteady. To me. What's up, guys? So I'm really excited to be able to bring this S197 Mustang GT today. This is the last phase of the S197 chassis. So it has the 5-liter, and it is the very last model that they made with the live rear axle. A big question with these cars, especially because they have been live rear axle and they've used caveman suspension for so long, is can they turn? Are they actually capable of turning? And today we will answer that during this review. One thing that's special about this car that kind of makes it stand out much more than any other car or much more than any other Mustang is the color. This is grabber blue, and you know, I'm not entirely sure, but I think grabber blue actually might be a cult. I wouldn't quote me on that though, but could be possible. The color of the car obviously says a lot about the driver, and I think this color kind of says, hey officer, I really enjoy tickets, so rack them up. I do love this color. It stands out. It's a gorgeous color, especially in person, and it's not a color that you see very often because there's not enough people like to sport colors as bright as this. So I want to move on to kind of the conversation piece of this video, if you will. I want to talk about the modifications that this owner has done. So one of the reasons I really enjoy this car in specific, and the actual guy who drives this car, is that he actually uses this car for road racing. He takes it to the track and he drives it properly. He's got a lot of chassis reinforcement mods like strut towers and such. He's also got very thick, very ballsy sway bars on the front and the rear, and something very special for the live rear axle that is not done too terribly often is he has a Watts link. With a Watts link, it essentially is the closest thing you can get with a live rear axle to the feel of an independent rear suspension. And what it does is it kind of puts a buffer on the rear suspension, so it really helps kind of power through corners, and it really helps prevent the instability kind of feel, if you will. He's got a few power adder mods, but you know what? The thing I like about him is that is not the objective. This car comes equipped with 400 horsepower from the factory. I absolutely love how this car pulls. There's something about the Coyote in itself that it pulls very, very consistently all the way through the power band, and I don't know, it just feels really nice. So in terms of power mods, he really doesn't have much. He's got a cold air intake and he's got a custom exhaust, and it is loud and it sounds beautiful. Aside from that, he's got a lot of very aesthetically appealing character mods, if you will. He's got rear windshield louvers, which usually I'm not a fan of, but the ones he went with on this car, plus with all the kind of stuff that he has already done to the car, it actually looks really good in my opinion. He's done a few things with vinyl here and there. He's painted the heat extractors on the hood. He's done a few like lighting mods with the car, but you know, not in an excessive way. He did it in a way that kind of shows his own personality without ruining the actual car in itself. So with all that gibberish out of the way, it is time to see if this corner pony really corners. It kind of just gives you this weird feeling in your gut. The thing that I have a love-hate relationship with this feeling. But with Mustangs, you always kind of feel like it's squeamish, especially when you're going fast. But it just kind of it doesn't make you white knuckle, but it does make you really, really focus on what is going on in front of you, and it makes you feel really attached, and it makes you tighten up a little bit, and that's not a terrible feeling. I love the torque. I keep forgetting, like, I was in 5th gear right there going through that corner. I love, oh man. the Watts link on this car, like you can actually tell, you can really tell going through those corners that with the live rear axle, you have a lot of instability going through corners, and you have a lot of wobbling, and I can kind of feel the Watts link actually doing its job and keeping the car stable. Even though, yes, it does still feel like a live rear axle, it feels like the best live rear axle you can ever take around a corner. It's not getting squirrely on me, which is nice. This car does corner. It does corner, and I do not blame him for taking this car on a road course and driving the piss out of it, because I would do it. I would do it right now. Sign me up. One of my favorite modifications that he has done to this car is the brakes. He actually has 6 piston Brembos that are offered with the GT 500. And the way that this car brakes, it's great because it's wonderfully touchy. Not touchy to the extent to where, like, you know, you don't like to touch the brakes, but it's very, very responsive, and it really loves to brake when it's going into a corner. I could just sit here and downshift and just go through the gears all day long. Not only does it sound awesome, it just feels awesome as well. Downshift to 3rd. Got a little bit of elevation change here. I'm gonna do some braking to kind of let the nose dive in. God, that sound is awesome. Oh yes, I am really having to hang on to this wheel, but I love it. To answer your question, can they turn? Why, yes, they can. And so, next time you say the Mustangs can't turn, I would think twice, because it's not entirely true. Thank you guys so incredibly much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope some questions were answered. If you do have any questions for me, just let me know here in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, you better hit that subscribe button, because it makes you awesome. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next video. Peace out. And this guy in front of me just went over double yellow. I'm pretty sure he's drunk. And it's 11 o'clock on a Saturday. He is in for a good weekend.